Yes, I love that.
Thank you. I made it.
Did you really?
Yeah. I do AI music stuff.
That is the sweetest.
Thank you. Oh, good God. I need a brush. Okay. All right. Oh, how do you say your name? How do you say your name?
Amethysta.
Amethyst. Okay. Thank God. Okay. Thank you.
Judges and lawyers, officials too.
Oh, it came on. That came on live. Why is that happening? All right, guys. Well, there we go, because they could hear us while the song was on. That is so fascinating. And now we know. Hello, everybody. I am so excited because I've got a friend with me. And if you saw if you're a member, you know that normally we have members Thursday, the third Thursday. But this Thursday is a little different because, well, I'm not going to lie, I was a little off today. So I thought I would bring a friend with me. And here we are. And not only that, but we're officially kicking off. Well, I got to take this silly glove off. We are officially kicking off Tea and Justice. We're going to have some tea together. We're going to talk about some legal things and have a chat with you all. So, Eileen, you are here. I am so excited to have you here. And okay, I'm going to try to say it. Amethysta.
Amethysta.
We have
Absolutely.
We have become besties, and yet I have names. Can I tell you what? I swear I would forget Dave's name when I introduce him sometimes. It is, oh my God. I get panicky when I introduce people. I don't know why. I don't know what
Yeah,
that
and
is.
this isn't an easy one either. I mean, Amethysta is there's a lot to that. Too many syllables, too many.
But it's, you know what? It's a beautiful name, though. It is beautiful, and I just want to thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and joining me. And it's been a roller coaster today, but we thought we would we're going to do a quiz. We're going to chat a little bit. So the great thing about Amethysta is this: we both grew up a few towns apart in Los Angeles in the 80s. And
Right.
it's been a long time since I have had a friend where we could talk about those things, because that life was just, I feel like it was different than what most other people experience in general.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yeah, there's nothing like LA in the 80s. No way.
No. And we both have parents or had parents or however that goes, that, there was a funkiness going on. And so, just put it like that. And so we had all the things. So, Eileen, I love that you are putting things in there. Yeah, this is good. So this is, yeah, that is the deal with the thing, just so you know, for those of you who are watching, just put what you think the word means. She and I will talk about it and we'll figure it out. Have you ever had a summons? This is a question.
Have I? Oh, well, I mean,
you don't have to say any details, or you don't even have to answer. I've never had a summons. I don't think I've had a summons. Have I? I don't know. Back in the 80s, there were some times I may have gone to court,
right,
just for silly things.
I mean, there was one time in grad school where I didn't pay a speeding ticket.
Can I
for maybe a couple of years?
Yeah.
Can you what?
Yeah, no. So I will tell my jail story, actually. I have a jail. See, you're not even going to believe it. Okay, so we're drinking the tea. So if you're out here and with us, pour some tea, have some tea, say cheers. We will cheers with you. There is something on my desk, and I didn't even see that earlier. Shh. You all you see nothing. You see nothing.
No.
It is perfectly clean. No. Here's what happened. Are you ready? I was an 18. I was just dumb, as some 18-year-olds are. Not saying all of them. Absolutely not. And I tinted my windows too dark.
Oh my gosh, okay. I remember that.
And
wait, and you got a summons for that?
No.
Okay.
I was arrested for tinting my windows. Now, I know it's a story. I've told this story to Judge Fleischer, actually, and he's like, no, this can't happen. And no. And it did, though, because as you said about not responding to the ticket, so I didn't respond. and didn't. It
sure.
was a fix-it ticket. You fix it. You take the receipt to the courthouse. They erase it. It's no big deal. I didn't do the thing though. So then what they do is they put out a warrant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm speeding along as one does, and get pulled over. And yeah, the whole handcuff thing and everything. And it was in Brea. I don't know if you know Brea, Orange County. And all I remember is thinking,
Not
dear
Brea
God,
well,
I
but
am several floors underground, and an earthquake is going to come. And where is the last place
Oh.
we're going to save someone? It's there.
they're not going to care. Yeah,
That was
they
my
don't care.
experience
Ugh.
with Eileen, did you see there is a so Eileen posted that that's her favorite Judge Fleischer, and the compilation did come out today. I promised it today. My intern edited it, so I have to tell you, oh my goodness, I did 3 interviews. He wanted to be in front of the fish tank, which is great, but the shots weren't great, and so trying to get these 3 different things, and my intern edited. It's beautiful. He just took the best, absolute best, took me out of it completely, because really the people that want to see the judge, they don't need to see me. It's just all about him. And we just made it all about him. It's so wonderful. So Eileen, I hope you like it. You have to let me know what you think. And have a drink of tea with us. So summons, let's talk. I guess we can do that one and we can move on. So basically it's a "you're needed here" letter. Like, you come into court. So for those of you who have had a summons, you know what that is. I don't think I have it. You don't have to answer. Nobody has to answer any questions they don't want to answer. Okay, now we have a new one. Let's see if it pops up. It does. Contempt. Oh my goodness. Now, contempt of court in Texas can be up to 6 months in jail.
Whoa, 6 months.
Months. And so there's Judge Stevens, who is one of my absolute favorites. And Judge Stevens, though, he doesn't put people in jail. He puts them in a holding cell immediately for about 5 to 10 minutes. And
What's
can I
the
tell you what?
difference?
Well,
what's the
the
holding
difference
cell?
is they're back there with everyone else who's in jail, and apparently it's pretty stinky and smelly and nasty. And
Oh.
so they come out reformed. It's kind of like, he calls it timeout. He puts them in timeout, and they come back and they say, okay, I'll say what you want because I don't want to do that. So
Sure.
anyway.
Sure.
So,
I have been in one in Georgia, for what it's worth.
yeah, in
Mhm.
jail?
Well, it was that whole thing. Well,
in
it was a
timeout.
holding cell, but I was in the holding cell for like 2.5 hours. They
Oh.
took pictures of me and everything. I have, I'm holding the thing. And I was in the holding cell for, it was a couple of hours. And finally they're like, "So are you going to pay your ticket?" And I go, "Well, yeah. I was going to do it." And they go, "Okay, well, come on out." It was terrible.
Wow.
I didn't get any respect. That was the thing. It was Georgia.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. But at least, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. The whole idea of, no jail. No,
No,
I'm not doing anything.
Somebody asked, just J, like just J. I think that's the whole name, is just J, an initial. Jay asked me if I was thrown in jail for being gay. No. It was actually a speeding ticket.
It may
I
have been
think it was doing
Georgia,
about.
but that's not a thing anymore. So there you go. Is it? Well, can I? Well,
Probably.
Eileen, you live. Okay, very cool. Well, can I tell you? I have a friend who, 20 years ago. No, it was not 20. It was about 15 years ago. Their senior prom in Georgia was segregated, which I did not think that was a thing anymore. But apparently, she said that it was. So anyway, which I have to say, guys, let's just treat people like people. I do not understand. I say this every time it comes up. Just stop with all of that.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So the contempt, guys, what do you think contempt is? Now, Eileen, I know you know because you watch court all day. So we're moving on to the next question. Okay, we can move on to the next question, Mr. Hardy. Let's see. I'm moving on to contempt is, being sassy to the judge. Don't do that. They're the judge. They get to decide all the things. 6 months in jail. No.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that. Well, maybe some people do, but I don't. All right, it should move on. We should be moving on in just a minute.
Her
All
name
right.
is Jen. Mona. Oh, I'm not sure how to say that. Her name is Jen, though. That's the pretty one.
It's a pretty. Oh, yeah, they're.
No, sorry, wrong stream.
Yeah. So for those of you who have just dropped by, my husband is my moderator and he does not tolerate any crap. So be nice or you're gone is basically the deal. And if you don't want to be nice, just find somebody who likes you not being nice. But most women, they don't want the sass. They really don't. It's kind of like cat calls. You think it's a compliment. No, we don't really. So we could do without it. Now, how about just being nice to people? Reach out, tell her she's pretty in a kind way, but stop all the other nastiness. Okay. So Eileen is saying someone else answer because she knows all the answers. Okay, objection. What does it mean? If somebody says objection, I mean, I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, but for those of you who don't normally watch court, well, you might want to know. So here we go. So we are just having a conversation about LA. So what was your favorite restaurant in LA growing up?
Oh, growing up. Oh,
growing up
gosh.
and now. I feel like they're two totally different answers,
Because when I was back in LA, like early 2000s, or I guess I got there back in 98, something like that. There was a Buca de Beppo on Ventura, like all the way down Ventura, close to the 405, I guess. Yeah. And it was amazing. Oh my gosh. It was so much fun. Before that, I mean, I left in 1988. I was 18 years old. And the best I'd seen was probably Carl's Jr. So.
Oh, I miss Carl's Jr. because we have Hardee's here and it has the star. Do you know I actually dated his nephew, Carl?
Wait, you did not? Carl Karcher's nephew?
Yeah, I dated his nephew. Yeah,
Wow.
Back in the day. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I
Dave,
did.
you okay with this? What's
Yeah, he was a really nice guy, and yeah, I don't know what happened. I was stupid, whatever. It is what it is. But I was meant to be with Dave, so we have. Yes, Dave, you've heard of Buca de Beppo because I took you there for your birthday, and let me tell you what, it is. We got to sit in the kitchen. Have you done this?
No.
Okay, so if you schedule ahead at Buca de Beppo, you can sit in the kitchen, and then they give you a little bit of everything that they make. Oh my gosh, it's so good. So I would have to say that is one of my favorites. But in LA, Tommy's chili fries.
Yeah. Okay. Tommy's is pretty good.
I love it. It's a love it or hate it thing. And I make it here when it only tastes authentic because we haven't had it in 20 years. But
right. Did you go to that original what is it called? In-N-Out that was like on San Fernando?
We love In-N-Out burger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Why that isn't everywhere, I don't know. Right? Hey, Brad, you're here. Brad is here. So Brad comes to the lives and sometimes there's parents and grandparents and kids, and I love it. And it's good to have you here. So we have court words, if you know what the court word means. And then we're just talking about growing up in LA. We grew up in LA at a very similar time, didn't know each other then, but we have had all kinds of conversations about how similar things were. And I got to tell you, it's just nice to reminisce and, having someone who had very similar experiences a few towns over from me.
Can I ask you a question though? Like, would you move back now?
Hell no. No?
Yeah, right?
Sorry. No.
Hey, I object.
I said a word, which we usually, no, I would not move back now. For many reasons. Life is too short to write with an ugly pen. Okay. I don't know what that means.
That is my friend, Bill Tucker.
Oh my God. I love it.
Hi, Bill.
So, yes, she is my friend, and we are not doing official court things. We're talking court words. We're talking LA stories. Oh, an ugly. Okay. Oh, can I show you? Hold on. Sorry.
Yeah, let's see.
The camera, but I found.
Oh my God.
It is my favorite, except it has hot pink ink. That doesn't really show up, but this is my favorite pen.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
Do you see? Look, there we go, Bill.
So yeah, we've got pens. No, I like, and it has to write smooth. It has
Oh
to write
yeah.
nice. I cannot
Yeah.
write with a crappy writing pen.
No.
No, life's too short for that too. So
You
Brad, okay,
cannot.
so your sister's, so Brad is not the name of the person who's watching. Brad is the dad, I think. And your sister's
Okay.
15. That is so cool. So hi to the Tab family. It is nice to have you back. They were with me. So we went, what were we doing? It was our event. So we had the 50 over 50 podcaster awards. We put it on and I needed a dress. And so we went live to Ross and Marshall's and like all those places looking for dresses. And they came with
Oh
me.
my gosh.
And it was so much fun. And we did not find anything. I ordered 3 dresses from Amazon. First one I tried on fit perfectly, which nothing ever
Oh,
does. Forgot to return the
perfect.
other 2. So I now have
Mm.
3 formal dresses, whatever. But it is what it is. So daughter, okay, your daughter. Hey, Bill Tucker. Oh, yeah, Bill Tucker is waving. That is so cool. Nice of you to join us. We are having some tea. Have some tea or something in your tea glass and join us. It's been a long day.
I mean,
Do what you want to do.
yeah, it's something in the teacup here. It's not precisely tea.
It is not, but it is a tea-ish color, and that is all that matters.
Delivered in my teapot.
Yes, and so yeah, I find that the cute. Oh my gosh.
I love the gold
one.
one.
What's that?
I love the gold one. That is great. Where did you
Right?
get
I got
that?
because my thing is blingy, except I built another whole set and none of it is blingy, and I don't exactly know why. So yeah, I don't know. All right. I don't want to say your name wrong, but it is good to see you, and I'm glad that you're saying hi. Yeah. I'm guessing it's Alexandria is the last name. So we'll go with that because that's easier. And we are talking about court words because we're going to do a new shorts series here called Legal Words Translated. And we're also just talking about what it was like growing up in LA in the 80s because, it was crazy. Dave is putting a link in the chat to our other channel, which is Glamorously Grounded, because I like fancy blingy things and he is super chill, and he's been going live in the mornings building Lego. And then it's a weird channel. We do some trends, and then I have little shorts that look like I'm calling you on the phone, which sounds bizarre, but there is a reason for that. So because I'll just tell you, so those of you who are watching, everybody said we have to be on social media. We're supposed to be on social media. Fine, but I cannot contribute to the problem. I cannot. And if you don't know what problem I'm talking about, it's just social media basically is the problem. And I have a hard time with it. So I created these things to make me look, I'm calling and encouraging people because I feel like there's this epidemic of, well, I don't feel like it. There is an epidemic of loneliness. Yeah. So if you're feeling lonely, join us. Oh my gosh, we're going to move off Discord. Have you tried the YouTube community thing? I just got the email.
Where, like your friends the followers can actually post things to you? Is that what you mean?
Yes. So it's like Discord, but it's right here on YouTube.
I haven't tried it yet. I've used the posts quite a bit, but is it cool? I mean, what do you think?
I don't know. So I clicked the button to be able to get it earlier. I wanted it set up by this, but then I got a little bit thrown off. So
Sure.
Anyway, so I'm going to do it after this. I will do that because there's not a lot of engagement in Discord, mostly because I forget to go. So, but I'm here. So yeah, I'm just going to do that. So, all right. And Eileen is saying it's when a lawyer thinks something is improperly done in court and points it out to the judge. Exactly. Oh, you subbed over there, Brad. That is so cool. Okay. Yeah. Objection. If a lawyer objects to something, or maybe they just don't like what the other lawyer is saying, they try to get it, taken out of there. So there we go. All right. We could move on from that. See, like I said, like the quiz isn't really, there are no points, although, we could do points, brownie points. I don't know.
I'm in the negatives at this point if we were doing Jeopardy, but okay, what's the next word, Dave?
Oh, Alexandria, you were subscribed. Okay, can I say words? Subscribe to, thank you very much. Where's the next word? Discovery.
Ooh.
Now, clearly, we all know what the actual word discovery means, but in court,
yeah.
What is discovery? It's not what I thought it was before. I mean, I've watched way too much court now, but Y'all, so much court.
Yeah, I
Can
don't.
I
I
tell
have
you?
no idea. What? Okay,
I
I'll
watch.
have to wait.
Oh, you can guess.
No, I don't know what it is. That's what I'm saying. I was about to say, hey,
Oh.
what is it? And then I went, well, this was supposed to be a game. I
Okay.
don't want to mess up the game. I'll wait until we get there. This is some very strong tea, by the way. I didn't think
Is
it was
it?
going to be. Oh, yeah, this is some stiff tea.
It's nice, warming tea, is what it is. Because even though it's hot outside in Florida, it's cool inside. So, it's nice. Okay, Brad, to find out something, Dave says evidence. Let's see. Well, I can tell you, but I just put it up there. So I'm going to wait for just a minute, see if anybody else wants to say. What do you think discovery is in court? Does anybody know? Let's find out. What did we pour into it? You're only in 5th grade. Okay, Brad, yes, you are on the right road. And Kevin, you can love whoever you want to love as long as you're being loving. We don't care. Eileen, you're drinking your favorite chocolate Ensure. You know what? I love that. I love that you're sharing it. That's so cool. Yeah. Yeah. As long as everyone's being positive and not nasty, we're all good. So how are people? You go live, right? Do you go live on your channel?
I do, yeah, but I go live both on TikTok and on YouTube and Twitch. Ooh, you know what though? We're not supposed to mention other places, but yes, I go live in a few places. Why do you ask? Sorry, maybe I should have said that.
Oh no, I'm just asking, just asking. Yeah. So are we not supposed to mention anywhere else? I mean, I know YouTube is I tell everyone YouTube is a jealous lover. That's what I say. YouTube is a jealous, yes, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and they do not like anything. Yeah, no.
Yes, harsh mistress.
Oh,
one of the things I heard was don't mention the names of any of the places you're streaming.
Okay. Well,
I heard that
adds up.
Yeah.
Eric,
yeah,
we've missed you. So Eric Emmerich is a local person here. He's part of Eric. Okay. So everybody, we have a group called Space Coast Podcasters, and now it's podcasters and creators. And so we took a pause because life, whatever, but we're going to start up again in August or September. There is a new, at Eastern Florida College, there is going to be a new multimedia building. It's a $50 million building. And we talked to the director of the media department, of which I'm going to be on the advisory board of the media department, of the broadcasting department there. And we are working on having them let us meet there so we can have the students and then the professional people that all come together and work together and have these meetings. So Dave, I need you to take that. Anyway, it just reminds me of my kids when they were teenagers 10 years ago, whatever. Anyway, it is what it is. Yeah. I forgot what I was saying.
Discovery. Wow, is your tea a bit stronger than you expected?
Yes.
Than you expected?
Right? Yes. Okay. Discovery is dun, 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 dun. Oh wait, hold on. Where did it go? We lost. I want to give you guys the exact right thing instead of me just making up the word. Okay. It is the pretrial process where both sides share evidence and information. It's like showing your cards before the game starts. Because in court, you can't keep like secret evidence and then spring it on the other side in the middle of the trial. That's not allowed. So during discovery, the judge makes sure that everybody has shared everything they have. You got to tip your hand and show everybody what you've got. So that's what discovery is. So yes, Brad, you were right. Good job. That is awesome.
Can I ask
your
a
phone
question then?
Oh, yeah.
Because don't expert witnesses, don't they kind of break that rule? Because if you bring an expert witness, aren't they able to talk about evidence outside of the actual case because it's pertinent to their field of expertise?
So they're mostly supposed to know what you're talking about, though. Yeah. Like, and why that witness is coming. Like, you have to share what that witness is basically going to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This ain't Perry Mason. No, it is not. It is not Perry Mason. This is a very casual discussion of law
That's
words.
for sure.
So for those of you who don't know, I found out that one of my friends is terminally ill today. It has been a rough day. And so today is, we're trying to relax and be light and not, be sad. So,
love to you, Jen. I hope you're okay.
I so appreciate that. Well, and it's not even about me, right? It's about her, but it just hit me today. I think it's just a reminder, if you haven't heard from somebody for a while, reach out. Because I did that. I called 3 different people today and one didn't answer. That concerns me. And the other 2 had some serious stuff going on. So thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. Real court ain't Perry Mason. Oh yeah, no, real court ain't Perry Mason either. Although, do you know which judge that streams on YouTube because they were inspired by watching Perry Mason with their grandmother as a child? Aha, I can tell you that from my interviews. I know more about these judges. Let me tell you what. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, Eric, thank you. It's it really hit me sideways today. I don't know. And it was funny because we were talking earlier and I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm so off. And then all of a sudden I went, oh, yeah. So, yeah. But, I have a lot of friends in their mid to late 80s. And yeah, okay, Elliot, first-year law student with plans to do public and criminal defense work after graduation, looking for a vocabulary trivia quiz. Oh, there you go. So, Elliot, we're going to be doing, or by we, I mean me, shorts here. We're going to do one a day that talks about court words. I'm not an attorney or anyone who works in court at all. I just interview judges. That's what I do. And so we're going to have a word a day, and it's going to be kind of silly. It's going to be a silly idea of what it is. Working on that right now. So it'll be interesting. Okay. You don't know how you're going to explain it. You're going to say it's to arrange something. Well, okay.
Can I take a guess? I think I know this. Can I take it? All right. From what I understand, you can either have a judge sign an arrest warrant to have somebody arrested, or you can be brought in for charges and brought before a grand jury. And if a grand jury decides that your case deserves further whatever they do, legal things. I'm a chemist, everybody, who knows? But further legal things, that's an arraignment. Is that close to the truth?
It's very close.
Ooh.
The arraignment is a hearing where the defendant hears charges and enters a plea. Guilty,
I was
not guilty, or no contest. Now, depending on where you are in the United States, can't speak for other countries, no contest does not mean not guilty. In some places, it actually means guilty, but I'm not splaining nothing. That's what it means. So some people say no contest, thinking that they are pretending to be innocent, but really it's not. Yeah, it's just no contest. I cannot fight with you about it because probably I'm guilty. Yeah, and judges do not like it in general when you plead no contest, because it means that you're not going to say you're sorry because you're not admitting guilt. So no contest is, I can't prove that I'm innocent, but I'm not admitting to you that I'm guilty either. But yeah, and so I've even so I'm going to refer to people that you don't know, and I apologize, but Judge Simpson really doesn't like it when people plead no contest. Yeah, because he's like, well, now you can't tell the people that you're sorry, and I don't like it. So anyway.
I see. I see. Because isn't that along the lines of like invoking your Fifth Amendment kind of rights?
Yeah,
that
it's
you
kind
can't.
of like that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, subpoena. Oh no.
Yeah,
I can't even spell this.
I know. Thank God for copy paste. That's all I can say. All right. Standing silent will usually result in a not guilty plea being entered, but an Alfred plea, aka no contest, is usually entered as a guilty. Yes, standing silent, Elliot. But usually they don't like that either. Yeah, Brad, go have a call with your friends and enjoy that. Thanks for stopping by. That was awesome. I appreciate it. And enjoy. So yeah, Pokey, you know what? We are not. So there you go.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, well, bye, Pokey, whatever. Sorry.
Yeah. Hello and goodbye. All right.
Yeah.
So cheers to you and to all of you who are watching. Have a tea on us.
Happy tea.
Happy tea. Yeah. Because I wanted to start this thing, Tea and Justice. Nobody does this. Sit down, have a cuppa with me. Let's talk about some things that are happening in court right now. You know, it's relaxing because a lot of the court things are like, ah, which a lot of people like. And that's great if you like that. But that's not really my, personality. So,
Cup of tea.
this is it.
Maybe would you put it? Not your
What's
cup of
that?
tea.
It's
Would
not
you
my
put
cup
it
of
as
tea.
not?
I would put that definitely as not my cup of tea. So anyway, all right, Dave, I appreciate you getting this. I really do. You know what? I have to say, my husband, you guys, is the best. He really is the best. He's my husband, producer, moderator, all the things. And I very much appreciate him because he's like a karate king out there in the chat. Really is good. Yeah. We got an interesting crowd. Great crowd. Love you guys. As long as you stay PG in here. That's what we like. So, it is what it is. So a subpoena. Do you guys know what a subpoena means? Put rated PG or G things in the chat, please. This is a family channel. Our family runs our media company. Kids see these things. But what do you think a subpoena means? I feel like we could get all kinds of creative on another channel with that word. We're not going to today.
Now that we did the word summons, how does this differ from a summons? Because it's similar, right? Somebody serves
very
you with
similar.
a subpoena? Okay.
Yeah.
Just to educate me, what's the difference?
Oh, you know what? So what is the difference? So either say, what is a subpoena? Or let us know, what do you think the difference between a summons and a subpoena is? In the meantime, I'll be looking that up and make sure that I get the answer right for you because I'm pretty sure I know, but I want to make sure.
I'm waiting for Elliot. Last time Elliot dropped like this stupendous answer, and I'm waiting for it. I'm rooting for him.
Oh man, I did spell it wrong. Eileen, I did spell it wrong. That's funny.
Yeah, I guess so.
Ooh, okay. That's funny. Oh, Elliot, ruin it. Go for it. Say it.
Yeah,
That's
I
what we need.
appreciate it, Elliot.
Say it. And I appreciate,
True,
Elliot,
right.
that you didn't point out that I spelled it wrong. Eileen, I do appreciate that you did point it out because I know you well. And cheers. How's it going, Alex? Can you tell us what a subpoena is? I know it's spelled wrong. Just shh. It's been a long day. We know what we mean. We all know. I mean, EO, OE, whatever. Could be EE. Who knows? The O doesn't belong there anyway, does it?
Latin is a dead language anyway. Nobody's speaking this.
It's crazy.
Right.
We had Latin at my high school. My parents said, don't learn it. It's dead. And then I went into the medical field. And I was like, really would have helped.
Right.
Okay. So Elliot says, a summons usually a request for a person to appear in court, but a subpoena is a request for someone to produce documents or evidence. There we go. Elliot, good job. But Elliot's in law school, right? Did you say you're in law? You're in law school? My daughter-in-law just graduated law school and got a job as general counsel for a county somewhere, which means you can do prosecution and defense, apparently, which I didn't even know that was a thing. But that's what she's going to be doing. So how exciting is that? And congratulations to her because she's amazing. And she's probably like, oh, Jen, what are you doing with this? I know, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Wait a minute.
And I think that's, that's part of this is that the law can be so dry and boring and whatever. And then people don't understand, and I think we need to understand what the heck is going on out there.
And
Eileen,
look, I can make
38 years as an editor. I didn't know that. And Elliot, you are also studying to be a nurse and anesthetist, if that's useful. It is useful because that means you're very smart because,
and also
anesthesiology.
And also, if you can't bore people with the law, you can just numb them with anesthesia, right? I mean, it's kind of good skills to have.
That was literally what I was thinking when I read that. But right. Oh my goodness. So, but we are not saying that you're boring because we think that you're exciting, and I'm really glad you're here, Elliot. I
So
think that's
far,
really
I
cool.
adore
But also,
Elliot.
no, it means you're
Yeah.
totally brilliant.
Yeah.
So, okay, bail. Now, I believe that everybody knows what bail means, but hey, you never know. Maybe you don't. And hopefully you've never had to come up with bail money. I mean, that's one thing I didn't. So, okay, so for those of you who weren't here, I was telling the story of how I tinted my windows too dark, did not take care of the fix-it ticket. Yes, it went to warrant. Yes, I may have been taken in handcuffs. This whole thing. But then they call my parents, right? Because I was 18, I was still living at home. And do you know what my mom says? But were you speeding? Okay, really doesn't matter. Just come and get me. No, but were you? Okay,
Yeah.
so fine. And then even the police, yes, Jared, we are. Even the policeman looks at my mom and or on the phone tells my mom, he's like, "You coming to get her or you're not, but I'm hanging up now." Like, that's how obnoxious it was. She waited though. I did learn a lesson.
That's good.
Which was
do you remember the people who would take like their entire back seat out and put like this huge like subwoofer in it? Usually they had their windows tinted. Yeah.
Yes.
The windows were tinted too dark, and then they had no back seats.
And the bouncing cars, you don't see those anywhere. I don't even know if they still have those.
No.
That was a thing.
Right.
That was a thing. Oh, you're okay. Hello from Ireland. Please be nice. I'm just going to say that. And yeah, sometimes we just don't read it out loud.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson. Don't ask. Don't ask how I ask. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to.
So, all right. So bail guides. Yes, they're called hydraulics, the things that make your cars go, yeah. That was a whole thing. Anyway, bail, y'all know what bail is, don't you? I'm pretty sure. Eileen, you remember bouncing cars too? I forget that you, yeah. Yeah. So bail, if you're in the chat, have you ever had to come up with bail money and why? These are personal questions you don't have to answer, but you could. It'd be interesting. Oh my goodness. Well, there's that, which we're not going to say out loud, but that does happen as well. Speaking of drive-in theaters, when we lived in Tennessee, we had a drive-in theater, and that was so much fun. But there aren't any here in Florida.
No, there is one actually where I'm near. Do you remember when Grease came out?
Yes.
Remember the movie Grease? I saw Grease at the drive-in, I think 7 times. That's 5 fingers, but pretend I held up 7. That's still 6.
I think we talked about that before, didn't we, with the numbers?
We did, yes. That every time I hold up fingers, it's wrong. But I saw it 7 times at the Mustang Theater when I was growing up. It's a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. Eric Emmerich has the subwoofer in his van. That's pretty awesome.
Your condo won't let you rock. That's funny. Oh, because you're in a condo, so you can't play it loud.
Yeah. What the? I'm not even sure what Jared's point is here. But,
I don't know. It does. You know what? Sometimes we just ignore. Dave is in here putting my icon up. So here's the thing. So we got the play button, and I was so excited to get the play button. But,
oh yeah.
But it's super thin now. It's like a tin can, and it's hollow. So they let you buy. Dave, I can't see it. Where'd you put it? So they let you buy the icon, which looks like a play button, but they call it an icon. Anyway, it's a whole thing. And so Dave wanted it up there so we could see it, but now we can't see it because I don't even know where he put it. It's kind of dark back there. So anyway, so what we're going to do is, guess what? Oh, hold on just a minute. I get to, hold on. This is fun. Wait, the chat's moving too fast. I can't do it. All right, there we go. I got it before you did, Dave. This is fun. Bail is to get out of jail. Yes, Lord Kelvin, it is. You post bail money to get out of jail. Now, this is what people don't know. That typically, you only have to put up 10% of whatever the bail is. So if you have a $100,000 thing, you only need to do $10,000 or whatever. What's that?
And I'm on a 45-second delay, so I know what you're saying.
Okay. This is Dave. You want to say hi to everybody who doesn't know you? I don't know where you're
Hello,
going. Which
Dave.
way are you going? Oh, there you go. There you go. Now you can see it. So that's Dave. So this is the icon that looks like a play button. That is the play button that looks like a rectangle. I don't know what they do, but this is solid, but they make you pay monies for this one.
Sure.
But here's what I don't understand. Okay, you have to get the play button to be able to have the whatever to buy this, but then they put your name on the back. Now, let me ask you something. If I've earned this, I don't know, right? I don't know. Choices are made. I think they're going to change it. Maybe.
I will say, it looks like you could use that. You could really brick somebody with that.
You could break the crap out of somebody with that.
Yeah,
thing.
I mean,
there we go.
I'm not recommending it so much, but I will say
No.
it kind of looks like you could brick somebody with it. So
It does. The thing said the listing said it was £5.
oh my gosh.
I don't know if that's accurate because it also said the play button was £2 and that thing is like 6 ounces. So
Oh.
yeah, I don't know.
They
And
did
then
this, the
okay, and
box.
then it had a little scratch on it, and they were like, if it has a scratch, we'll send you a new one. I'm like, okay, I'll take a picture, send me a new one. And they go, okay, you mail it in, and then in a month we'll mail one back to you. And I'm like, no, I own this thing. So
Yeah.
scratch and all, it is now mine. I am not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Run with
Nobody
it.
sees
Yeah.
it. Nobody cares.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
It is what it is. But whew, all right, that's enough talk about that. So
Yes.
oh, bail. Okay, everybody knows what bail is. We got one last question, and then that's all the questions we have. Not like it really matters. There was some show where they would ask questions that mattered not at all. Craig, you can ask serious questions only if they're kind and appropriate, like rated G. If those are your questions, ask away. You got court questions? We're not attorneys, but we can answer them to the best of our ability. I do have one bit of legal advice as a non-attorney, and that is if you run into legal trouble, pay a qualified attorney. That's my only bit of legal advice I ever give. Do not pro se. Pro se means you're representing yourself. Don't do it. Get the money. I mean, this is what I don't understand. If you can raise a couple $1,000s to stay out of jail for years, wouldn't that be worth it? I'm just saying. Some people don't think so, though. So I don't know. But would love to find a nice attorney.
These days.
So you know, we're just not asking. We're not answering those kind of questions. So answering nice, normal questions that are rated G questions, and we're just sitting here having a cup of tea talking about legal stuff and life in the '80s in LA. Where we thought things were as crazy as they were gonna get. Yeah.
Did you go to Hollywood much at all, by the way? I mean, you were a bit
did
south, but okay.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Did you?
I did some. Do you know, I'm going to tell you too, because there were clubs in Hollywood where like all the hair bands were playing, you know, everybody had friends, right?
Oh, yeah,
You
we
always
did that,
pretend
yeah.
to do. Yeah. So did you have like friends who knew like Poison or Motley Crue or Guns N' Roses or something?
Fun fact, Van Halen actually went to school in my town where I was supposed to go to school, but then I didn't get to go there and I got sent to girls' school. So
That's
anyway,
awesome.
so we're not going to talk about those things. We are all rated G. So there we go.
Did you know, one time I can't remember what album it was, but when I lived in San Diego, Van Halen came through there, and I had a friend. Do you remember Tower Records?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
Right.
Tower Records was it.
Right. So he worked at Tower Records and got backstage passes to Van Halen with who was opening? Oh, Baby Animals. Do you remember them? Baby Animals.
I don't remember them. No.
They had one song called Painless. In any event, Baby Animals goes on, and we're like, cool, let's go backstage, right? So we go backstage, and we're hanging out with Baby Animals. And at some point, we're like, God, it's really loud out there. What the hell's going on? What the heck's going on? And then we're like, oh, Van Halen is playing. Yeah, we should probably go see them, right? So we went and stood on the side, you know, but we were trying to talk, and we're like, that's a lot of noise. Let's go figure out what's going on. Yeah, it was the lead band. So
that's so interesting.
That was not a good story. I'm sorry. I wish I could have told it a little better.
I think you told it great.
Okay. Too much tea.
But yeah, no, everybody knew somebody or pretended to know somebody always. The name dropping it was nuts.
Yeah. Yes.
So much of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I went to hang out at Axl Rose's house the other day, and it turns
Oh,
out that Vince Neil showed up with his friend.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Mhm.
have any other names.
Right. And you're like, yeah, sure you did. You all did. And you had so much fun. A certain judge is fan of Van Halen and the Grateful Dead. Yes. Would that be Judge Fleischer? Yeah. Yeah. Eileen, I'm guessing. I am guessing. Yeah. So here's what happens. So everyone loves him. Everyone loves him so much. And he is not live streaming right now. And so everyone's missing him a lot. So, hey, Maria. So for those of you who do love him, I have to tell you, we have a new compilation video that just came out. We took all 3 of his interviews and took the best of Judge Fleischer and put it there. So, Eileen, yep, I thought so. So, yeah, you can just get a little glimpse. It's 20 minutes. Oh, and then it says that there's links to all 3 interviews. And I'm just, as I'm saying this, forgot to put those links in there. So when we're done, I'm going to do that. Yeah. And then open up this community, and then I'll let you know how the YouTube community goes. I just feel like it's easier if we're all here, right? To just jump over. I don't know. I don't know what my thing is with Discord. I think Discord is broken for you if you're over a certain age. And I think I'm over that age. I don't know. It's just me.
Maybe. No, I don't think it's you. It's not you.
I struggle with it. I don't know. But I mean, everyone in their 20s, they love it. So, I'm not in my 20s. No kidding. Also, you know what I love? I love when people in the chat tell me that I should change my glasses because they make me look old. No, it's my face. I'm 57. So, the glasses, they may be funky and a little bit too big, but they're not what makes me look old.
No, your face is awesome, Jen. Cut it out. You know it.
No.
I know it.
It is what it
awesome.
is. You know what? Eileen, you don't like Discord either. Oh, let me tell you what. Yeah, we'll see what the YouTube community, because as we were saying before, YouTube does not like it when its creators go anywhere else, or its viewers, but they can't really do as much about you guys. But they don't like it when we go somewhere or we talk about somewhere. And so we were all going to Discord to talk to you guys, and YouTube was like, So they've created this thing. And so hopefully it's good. It's probably going to have some funky, kinks in the beginning, and then it is going to work really well. That's yeah. So anyway.
I just want to point out that Dave agrees with me. We've both said that you're beautiful.
Aw.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Oh, Eileen, you know what? It does live up to its name. Yeah, think about that. Why would you name a thing for people to talk to each other Discord when you think about it? Right?
Sure. Yeah, we want to make sure that there's nothing vaguely like ordered about this. So I don't know. Yeah. It took me a long time to get next to Discord, but because I had been using Slack and I'm like, oh, this is so professional. And then I started using Discord and I'm like, oh, I got to learn how to talk in GIFs, which is pretty much what you have to do. You have to put out gifts from, some sort of gift from Friday. And then, I don't know. They have to be gifts from movies that you're like, can't I just type out, wow, that's great? No,
you cannot. And also,
it's a gift.
Right. Why not Accord? That's right. That's what, why Discord? That doesn't make sense. And also, I keep forgetting it exists. And then I'm like, oh, it's there. I said I would be there. And there's just so many places we need to be. And that's not where it's not it for me. So yeah, which is very apparent.
I would like to call out, by the way, this is Saoirse there. That is my friend as well. Hi, Saoirse. Thank you for dropping by.
And I love that name, by the way, because I didn't want to try to say it. I hate saying people's names wrong. It makes me sad. That is a beautiful name.
Saoirse? Ooh. Oh, yeah, it's Irish, like Saoirse Ronan.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Elliot, I don't know that case, but I'm going to actually, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah.
Eileen, that's so interesting. Somebody got upset with Eileen because she mentioned, that doesn't make sense, actually. Because if you eat at a restaurant that is like an international restaurant and a lot of people from that country eat there, that means it's usually a good, authentic restaurant. I don't think there's anything wrong. But I will say, I don't know, and I know that when Brian Koberger, Idaho, okay. When we were in California in 2000, saying the word Mexican from someone who was considered to be rude, even if the person was from Mexico. It was the whole thing. So, because I remember when I left there, people, yeah. So that may be why. Yeah, because words. It's because people say it in a way that is derogatory, even though it's it's a whole thing. I don't know, guys, because people don't play nice in the sandbox. That's why.
Right.
If people would just be nice and say nice words nicely, we could say where people are from without it being a slam, which, whatever. Yeah, Eileen, and that's the thing. Unfortunately, people take words that just meant nice, normal things, and then they make them mean mean things, and then you can't say them. And then sometimes you don't know what word you're not supposed to say. Yeah, right. That's easy for me to say. I know I'm really stepping in it, but whatever. And then we have Morgan. You have all kinds of friends here. This is so cool.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Morgan.
Oh my gosh. Elliot's originally from Glendora. That's so cool. And now you're in Indiana.
Get out of
What's
town.
that like?
Ooh, I don't know. I'd rather be in Glendora.
We moved from LA, Orange County, to a very rural part of Tennessee. And can I tell you, I did it by choice. I did like it, but it was like another country over there. I mean, even the words, like when you go shopping at a grocery store in LA, you say you have a cart, but when you shop in Tennessee, you have a buggy. Like it's all these different things. Hey, Morgan, how's it going? Yeah, this is so cool. So I love that you're friends with me.
Now I got to ask you a question too, because when I at some point I went to Washington. It was my father had family in Washington.
DC
and I got up
state?
there and state. Yeah, like in Seattle. They were in the Seattle area. I go up there and I said to, I'm ordering at like a restaurant. And I said, and then could I get a large Coke, please? Mountain Dew. And they go, did you want Coke or Mountain Dew? And I said, well, Mountain Dew, but like a large Coke, please. Did you was every soda a Coke to you growing up in Orange County? Or did you?
No. In fact, but it is in Tennessee though. In Tennessee, it's, I want a Coke, root beer, or just like you were saying,
Come
right?
on.
But, and then if you're up north, it's a soda.
Yeah. Or a pop. Pop was what it was in Washington.
Gosh, that's like Northeast, right? I want a pop. Yeah.
Pap. Yeah.
Seattle. Yeah. Oh, severe side. No, we were actually, Elliot, we were in Franklin, which is just south of Nashville. And ironically, we were out there because we wanted to leave LA because there was just a lot going on. I had girls. A standard 16th birthday present was like a boob job or a nose job. It was a lot of pressure on girls out there. And so we go to Tennessee, we live in the country, and then we're like, okay, we've had enough of the country. This has been nice. We're going to Franklin now. And then it started getting more like, it's not Northeast. Oh, okay. It started getting more LA-ish because a lot of the TV people were moving out there and country music started going crazy. And so then we moved to an island in Florida, and now it's just chill. So there you go.
What's the name of your island?
What's that?
By the way, what's the name of your island, out of curiosity?
Oh, I'm so happy you asked. It's Hardy Island.
Why would I ask? It's what a crazy thought.
And here's why. Because on the map, it's actually nameless. And so I'm creating it. And it's in a year from now, will actually be on Google Maps as Hardy Island. So there we go.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Elliot, boysenberry. When was the last time you had boysenberry? I miss Knott's.
Like 100 years ago. Yeah.
Oh
Knott's
my God.
Berry Farm, though. Do you remember the corkscrew at Knott's Berry Farm?
So yes. So the year we left, we had family passes to an amusement park for $200 for 6 of us. 6 of us.
Oh my gosh. For
You
for
can't even go
$200.
to an amusement park for that for one person now.
No. Well, but I also, do you remember Magic Mountain? Because I wasn't far away from Magic Mountain.
Yes.
You used to be able to get a season pass. Now this was some years ago, but we got a season pass for $30. And I remember thinking, $30? Who's got $30? I'm 8 years old. $30. It may as well have been a million bajillion dollars. $30. but we did end up getting them, and I went on Colossus like 100 times a day for every, for like every day in this one summer. And I probably,
That's really
had
cool.
had gastrointestinal distress as well. Should
Oh.
go on Colossus that many times. Anyway, Cali talk
All right,
now.
so
Yes.
Savaquad is saying pop is not Northeast. Okay, so when I was living in Pennsylvania, people were saying pop, but maybe they say it somewhere else.
Right.
So let me know. And Lord Kelvin, a plea for a lesser sentence. Well, actually, we'll talk about that in just a minute. And yes, sarsaparilla.
Kelvin's trying to get us on. Kelvin's trying to get
And
us on
Eileen,
track.
yes.
That's a good idea.
I have a ridiculous supply of seashells, and I collected them the first 3 years I was here, and they filled every bowl in my house. And now we don't do that. Okay, and then Elliot said, I think my Knott's Berry Farm annual pass was like $45 in 2004 before you moved. Wow.
Get out in 2004.
Yeah, that is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So and then you're saying Cali talk now. Okay, so Western PA probably. Well, I was in southern, like just below Harrisburg, like right central Pennsylvania. Can I tell you what? I did not like it. But even people from other parts of Pennsylvania say, because it was called York, it was just, people were so rude. But people in other parts of Pennsylvania are like, no, that's because you lived in York. Apparently it's known for just, so there we go. I lived there for like 8 months and I had to leave. It was not my favorite. So,
Yeah.
But we also homeschool, and their homeschooling laws were off the chain. So California was worse.
Like what?
So they just had these really restricted, what was that? Like 2001 or 2001. Yeah, because it was 9/11 happened when I was there. And hey, Mon. Hey, Mon. I got to say that. That's cool. Eileen, you were born in Harrisburg. That is
That's
so
great.
cool. In Philly, it's soda. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, see, I don't know. I call it Coke now, I guess, because I think I called it soda when I was in California but my parents were from Chicago, so maybe that's why. I don't know. And then my parents' friends in LA in the 80s had a one of those. Do you remember they were like stores where you could go get make your own Coke, like soda things? I don't remember what it was called, but they have them now. They like Soda Streams, right? But back in the day, it was like the Soda Pop Shop or something like that. And you
would mix together
amount of money to buy this machine to make it at home. I don't know.
Right.
So,
and you would get different syrups and stuff, right? This is what you mean? Yes.
Kind of gross.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it was awful. Do you know what though? Once I ended up getting one of those big boxes, because it was like 2 gallons or something of Coke syrup. And so then for the rest of, I don't know, at least a year, I had this box, and I would just pour a little bit of Coke syrup out, and then pour a little bit of, soda water in, pop water. I don't know. I was in San Diego, so I think it was soda water. Coke water. I don't know.
It was LA in the 80s, you don't know.
Right. Well, this was San Diego at the time. So, things changed. It was okay to say Mexican actually in San Diego because everybody was looking for good Mexican food. And it was not like a bad word for what it's worth. We all revered the culture that had come a little bit closer. But anyway, soda water, then you had a Coke, and it still tasted terrible. It still tasted like Coke. There you go.
Yeah. Which is, when my dad was growing up before the 80s in LA, in Chicago, they used to pour it on the bumpers to get rid of the rust.
Wait, Coke?
Coca-Cola, yes. Apparently it would help get rid of the rust. So, yeah. And Eileen, you lived in Camp Hill for 9 years. That is very cool. And yeah, that's awesome. You've been everywhere, Eileen. I feel like you're kind of see, where do we, LA, we lived in Tennessee, and then Pennsylvania, and then back to Tennessee, and now Florida. And I've had enough. I've lived in enough, Chicago. I was born in Chicago. I stayed there for a little while. So, yeah. So I guess, every main section, except for the Northeast. I haven't been there, but I'm not a cloudy all day fan. So I think I'm good.
But doesn't Pennsylvania counts as Northeast, doesn't it?
Yeah, Northwest. Sorry, I haven't been in the Northwest.
Oh, yes, right. But
you've been in the Northwest. So between the two of us, we've been everywhere.
Ish.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
actually, because I once went to the Coke building in I have like hair falling off my head apparently. Um, I went to the Coca-Cola building in Atlanta once. Have you ever seen that? The Coke Museum
I
and
haven't, but it's
everything?
supposed to be really cool.
It was actually kind of neat. And I thought, this is going to be terrible. It was actually my mother. My mother comes to visit me in Georgia when I'm in grad school. And she goes, "Oh, let's go to the Coke Museum. It'll be so cool." And I'm like, "But it's Coke." I'm like, why do we care? But it was really kind of neat because they had like dresses and stuff that had been used in advertisements and bottles and things, how they'd made the bottles. It was really pretty interesting. And I have no more to go with this story other than it was kind of neat.
You know what else is neat? Have you been to Hershey Park?
No, I haven't. Did you go
Oh my
there?
God. Some of the best chocolate. Yeah, because when we lived in New York, it was like having our way. Best
Right.
chocolate. When it's fresh and not old and
Mm.
waxy, like you get at the grocery store. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's so good. But like it's like Willy Wonka, man. You go on this ride and you come out and there's a fresh chocolate and the whole thing
Oh my
smells so good.
gosh.
And what we liked is that so they would have different sections as theme parks do, but each
Yeah.
section had a ride for everyone in the family. So we had little kids and big kids, so we could all be in the same little area and everyone's happy. And then you move on, right? And then when you measure people, instead of saying you're too short for this ride, everyone's a candy bar. So you're a Hershey bar or a Kit Kat or a Reese's, and these rides are good for like Reese's and Kit Kats. So I don't know, it just made the kids very happy.
Yeah. Oh, that's
And the whole
adorable.
Hershey story is beautiful. If you
Yeah.
don't know it, it started off as like a boys' town kind of a thing. He built like this home
Wait,
for boys, but then the
yeah.
part out across the street, but then the park itself was something for his employees. He built it so they could relax. Isn't that incredible? Like Milton
That
Hershey
is
was just an
incredible.
all-around incredible person and human,
Yeah.
and yeah, it felt really good
I
to
guess so.
yeah. All right, so let's get back to the chat. Okay,
Oh,
I
yeah.
did not know that Coke could polish silverware or take the silver off your plated ware. Yeah, imagine what it does to your stomach. All right, and then your Eileen's boss's wife once poured Coke over your battery terminals. Yes, to get the car to start. That I've heard takes the battery acid off. Okay, guys, why are we drinking this stuff? I've got a case of it in here. I'm not judging.
Right.
We used to. Elliot, I did not, but so Elliot's asking if I used to sit on a Davenport when I lived in Chicago or put my clothes in a Chesterfield or use a front room. Well, I tell you what, though, my Aunt Caroline, oh my gosh, he used to have the whole room where everything was covered in plastic. And as a child, I was not allowed to enter that room. I don't know if anyone ever did. Do people, if you have plastic over furniture, do you remove it to ever sit there? Is it just there to look at? I'm very curious because they've passed now and they've had this room that was like a museum that no one ever sat in, I think including them. And I just don't understand why.
I don't know. My Aunt Audrey had that same thing though. She was living in Seal Beach. Do you remember that?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Seal Beach. See, this
like
is
a retirement. Yes, the big retirement count. Do you remember they had like a whole world? Like there was like a rotating world in front of that. Anyway, point is, she had that same thing. She had like a couch covered in plastic, and this is like we'd go there, and I'm like, she was a great Aunt Audrey, by the way. She lived to 102, I think. And she was 102.
Yeah, maybe there's something about plastic on furniture because Caroline lived well into her 90s. Maybe that's what it is. You just have to be well. Oh, speaking of that. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
And yes, Eileen, yeah, the street lights in Hershey are shaped like Hershey Kisses. It's really cool. But wait, what was I saying? Hold on, wait, just a minute. We were talking about plastic. Oh, do you remember? Lord Kelvin says, yeah, Seal Beach. Yeah, Seal Beach. Oh my goodness. Blast from the past. My favorite is Corona Beach, Corona del Mar. That is my all-time. You have to walk down the super long hill or whatever. Oh, okay, Elliot, you're being funny. That's funny. Yeah, I don't remember that, but I'm sure that I left Chicago when I was 1.5, to be fair. Yes, news guys. Oh my goodness.
Like news guys.
But anyway,
I love that.
To plastic and preserving people. Did you ever watch a show called Erie, Indiana?
Oh my gosh, I do remember it. I didn't watch it. It was sort of similar.
It was kind of like a Twilight Zone for teenagers.
Yeah.
And they had this one thing where they had people-sized Tupperware, and this mom, like she sold Tupperware or whatever, and she would put her kids in it overnight, and like they stayed looking like children. And when they finally everyone figured out what it is, they took the Tupperware away, and these men were like 30. It was weird. This is what I remember. I don't know.
Oh, that's so creepy.
It was very
That's
creepy,
super
but she
creepy.
didn't want them to grow up, and so she Tupperwared them. Which,
Yeah.
of course, you cannot Tupperware real humans, guys. Don't put somebody in plastic.
Yeah, don't try this at home, kids.
We are not.
By the
saying
way, look at this. Lord Kelvin went to UC Irvine. Good on you,
that
man.
is so cool.
I went to,
Very
I'm
cool.
assuming man since you have Lord. Because I went to UC San Diego. You said you went somewhere in California, didn't you?
I went somewhere. Yeah, no, I didn't. It's just, yeah.
You're not even going to say? Where'd you
Fun
go?
fact, I'm going to be on an advisory board at a college, but I don't have a degree. Yeah, it's old.
Whatever. It's cool.
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
I had
UC
children.
Irvine. Yeah.
So, we'll just say that. Yeah, so.
Can I?
Jesse said hi.
Stop you
Hi.
for one moment? Let me stop you for one moment. Not only are you beautiful, you're also intelligent. So don't ditch on yourself, okay? All right, sister?
Well, I just don't have a degree, but
Whatever.
if I could have a degree in YouTube studies for all the things I've learned here, I would have several PhDs, but it is what it is. UCSD. Oh, one of my best friends went to UCSD. Oh my gosh. And then we would do back in the day, you would go down because drinking age, lower there. So I'd go visit her.
Yeah.
We would walk
To go to
across the
TJ?
border into Tijuana.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
I remember, something about a worm at the bottom of the tequila bottle, and somehow we made it back. That's all I know.
Yes.
All I know.
Yeah. I still have memories. I'm a little unsure if they're good memories or bad memories of somebody with a whistle and a bottle and just, being turned back. I'm unsure if it's good memories or bad because I'm unsure it's really still a memory. But yeah, Tijuana. What a place.
And in
What a
two
place.
girls, two 18-year-old girls walking over there by our lonesome selves. Times they haven't changed. Just saying. Also, I feel like there was a lot of situations I was in where I maybe wouldn't have made it out alive. And somehow I did. So, there's that. So, yeah, you guys, hey, why is tequila infested? Yeah, I don't know why they put a worm at the bottom. If you guys could hit that like button, I always forget to say that. And if you could subscribe, you can unsubscribe later. That's fine. But if you subscribe while we're live, it just tells YouTube that, hey, I'm having fun here. I'm going to stick around for a little while. And it really helps. And there's a members only video. If you like Judge Fleischer, if you like watching court, it's for members only today, but it will be for everyone tomorrow. If you subscribe and hit the little button, you'll know. I guarantee you will laugh when you see the introduction. I guarantee. Because I captured his face and it was silly because he likes to be silly. You'll laugh. That's all I'm going to say. You'll laugh and then you can watch him. And yeah. So. And Lord Kelvin, thank you so much for liking and subscribing. I appreciate it. Guys, okay, now I'm showing not a lot of likes over here. So, there's several of you in there. So if you could just beep, 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 that would be so awesome. Because, it's free. It costs you nothing. So, that was weird. I refreshed the page and then it welcomed me back to the chat as though I had never been. That's interesting. Oh, and it refreshed more likes. I can like my own live stream. I just liked it myself. There we go. That's fun.
You may as well, right? Okay.
Oh, look. What other legal terms?
Lord Kelvin's like, can we get back to the point of this? Yeah.
Let's get back to the point. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back to the beginning because Eileen, I apologize. You've been here since the beginning. But for the other people that are new, well, we're just going to go. We're going to go. And actually, it's been an hour. So if you want to go, I don't know. Should we go? Should we stay? I don't know. I'm having fun.
I'm here until you're done. I mean, I figured, whatever it takes.
We'll
I don't want to be here like on Saturday, but before Saturday, I'm cool.
Probably we should sleep. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I worked until 5:30 the other, 2 days? Yesterday? Was it yesterday?
AM?
Dave? Like I worked till 5:30 in the morning, slept for a couple hours and got up. Oh yeah. Because for those of you who were live with me on Tuesday and we were supposed to go live yesterday with the attorney. Yeah, we're not going to have attorneys anymore unless they're people I personally know because, well, he did not come. And so, yeah. To that. So, anyway, yeah.
Check out what
Kelvin, a
Lord
judge is a
Kelvin
trier
said.
of law, a jury is a trier of facts. Ooh, I like that.
I do
That's so
too.
cool.
Yeah. That being
So, yeah.
said, there are certainly times when you have a court case that the jury hears all of the facts and then decides something completely different.
That absolutely happens. Yes. They hear
Yeah.
all the
Doesn't mean the
things.
facts are correct.
Well, that's the other thing. It was funny. So one of the judges, Judge Simpson, I asked him, I said, does it ever bother you when you hear the same thing as a jury and then they say the opposite of what you would have said?
Ooh, yeah.
And he said, you know what, Jen, it doesn't. He said, because quite honestly, I wasn't at the scene of the crime. So I honestly never will know one way or the other 100% if I wasn't there. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I feel like I would get agitated. I'd be like, no, he was innocent or he was guilty or whatever. And he said, no,
Yeah.
it really doesn't. I don't know. But any advice for someone who's getting ready to take their LSAT and hopefully getting into law school? Food guru, study, 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 study. As a non-attorney, I can tell you though, this is what you're going to do. You're going to study it and you're going to go over your score and you're going to study it some more and learn all the things you can. And then you're going to kick its butt and you're going to go to law school and, make $10 million a year, but be nice and show up for people when you say you're going to. Let's just say that.
Oh my gosh. Can I say a quick thing to Food Guru?
Yeah.
I will tell you this too. Graduate school is dramatically different from undergraduate. So if you're taking your LSAT now, like you're going through your undergraduate, and they do a lot of hand holding. When you go into graduate school, once you get up into graduate school, they'll be kind of like, okay, you need to know all these things. And you go, sweet. So you'll teach me? And they go, no. And that's the way it's going to work. So just keep that in mind as you're preparing for LSATs and as you're getting ready to go into graduate school. Everything that you've learned, you have to start internalizing and making it like your own thing, because your graduate school's different. So that was my whole. Was that okay? Did you think it was okay?
That was great. And for those of you who love Judge Boyd, internalize it. She always says that. I heard what you said.
There you go.
And I internalized it. And when she says that, what it means is you're not going to get what you wanted. I want you to know I heard you, and I don't really care because I've already made my decision. Okay, so you're asking in the chat, what does JNOV stand for? Judgment non obstante verdictito, which is, I'm guessing, veredicto, sorry. Latin for judgment notwithstanding the verdict. And what it means, I'm reading, by the way, after a jury returns its verdict, the judge can decide that no reasonable jury looking at the evidence in the light most favorable to the winner could have reached that result. When that happens, the judge sets the jury's verdict aside and enters a new judgment. Ooh, so let's find out, when has that happened?
Wow, yeah. I didn't know you were bilingual, by the way. That was truly amazing Latin pronunciation.
It's I did grow up speaking a wee bit, not a lot, just a wee bit.
That was amazing.
When has JNOV? Let's Google that, and you can tell me if this is, I know, because Google is always right. I know, but okay, but we're going to go to we're going to go to cornell.edu and we're going to look there.
That's probably good.
Because
probably good.
Whatever. I'm trying to see like when it's happened though. Because it seems interesting. And there are certain trials you and I both know of where it should have happened, but it is what it is. We won't talk about them here. We aren't going to argue with you all about them in the chat, but, here we go. Here's a Florida one from Justia Law. Ooh, this is like official looking. But let's see if I can read the legal thing here. I'll give you a topic. Talk amongst yourselves. Rhode Island.
Okay.
Talk. I love that show.
Coffee Talk.
From Saturday Night Live. Do you remember Mike Myers?
Yeah, Mike Myers. Yeah. I'm feeling the one,
right. And the one thing I remember is Rhode Island. Neither road nor island. Discuss. But it is an island. So there you go. Yeah. Really is. So there we go. But my whole life I've been saying, discuss amongst yourselves. Yeah. And it was finally somebody said, it is an island. Yeah, well, it's from Saturday Night Live. What do you want? They're not trying to pretend like they're factual.
Saturday Night Live is is not graduate school. So Food Guru, just so you know, don't study Saturday Night Live. They don't even know Rhode Island is actually an island. So
Right. Yeah, no. Okay. So yeah, I can't, you know what, guys, I can't in this point while speaking and talking to you and whatever. I'm sure that it's happened and I don't know when it is. Oh, are you married? Yes. Yes. The lady with the purple hair is married very
I
happily.
am married.
So thank you
Yes,
for
thank
asking.
you.
Though.
I do appreciate that. It's very
yeah.
lovely.
Yeah. And I love that you're being kind. And oh my God, we do need more cowbell. I love that one. I love that so much. Oh my gosh. Yes. We all need
I
more
don't think
cowbell.
there is nobody funnier though than Christopher Walken.
Oh my God.
I don't,
Just
he's the
deadpan.
creepiest guy of all times, but he's hilarious. I think just because you go, wow, how creepy can you get? And he goes, oh, I'll dial it up. And you go, ooh, that
Right?
was creepy. All right, come in with your cowbell. I have a
That
fever.
is,
A
oh my
fever for more cowbell.
that is just, oh my
Creepy.
God. Yeah. I love it. Now, classic Saturday Night Live, not the biggest fan. Well, I don't know. I don't really watch it. Well, probably because I'm not the biggest fan. But like early, like beginning Saturday Night Live, 75 through 79. Mwah. And then like 90s, like Mike Meyer, like Adam Sandler, like all those guys. So good.
Ooh,
You know, and
yeah.
then we had the like Amy Poehler group, you know, that was good. I feel like it goes in like cycles. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at this point,
Yeah.
I'm not staying up to watch it. New era.
Do you know what I
New era.
wonder? Wasn't Garrett Morris was always like, to my mind, Garrett Morris would come in and he was one of the funniest guys on there, went nowhere. What happened
Yeah.
there?
Right?
One
Yeah,
of the
I
funniest
don't know.
guys. Oh
So
gosh.
Stephen King does.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, church lady. Could it be Satan? I love that. I
I
love that.
just used that the other day.
Did you really? Oh my gosh, that's
Did.
so funny.
I can't believe
So
that
funny.
came up.
So
That's great.
Tava, I have to tell you about, you probably know about Stephen King, but I am a font of useless trivia. Did you know that Stephen King would have these like horrible thoughts and like nightmares, and the only way to make them stop was to get them out and write them down? And that is where the stories came from, because he believed that if he got them out, they wouldn't actually happen. Story. I don't know.
my
True.
gosh.
Look it up. You can ask him if you know him.
No,
I'm just telling you what I've heard. But yeah, isn't
Yeah.
that wild? I thought it was
that
wild.
is.
70, yeah,
It
Saturday
is.
Night Live in the 70s and 80s, Eileen, right? It was good back then.
It's
And
good
then there was a
stuff.
skit, Christopher Walken as Green Hilly. I don't know that one. Hey, Gretchen Wheeler from Maine. Nice to see you. Glad you're here.
From
We
Maine.
are talking about court work. We've left Summons up for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're talking about growing up in LA in the 80s and then, well, everything. Basically, we're just talking. So Summons,
I've
what
gotta
does it mean?
know-
Put the definition. No one's putting the definition in the chat. We can move on.
Can I ask first though? Because Gretchen, are you from Derry by any chance? Just curious. Stephen King would like to know. In fact, actually, Randall, what was his name? Randall Flagg would like to know. Are you from Derry, Maine?
Yes.
Hold on one second,
Hi,
guys.
Dave. Okay.
I stole my husband's charger and his laptop's going to die. Okay, it's on the floor right there. I'm so sorry I borrowed it. I borrowed it. He was asleep and I couldn't go digging through stuff to get my own, so I just stole his again. I do that frequently.
Yeah.
All right, a summons is a notice ordering someone to appear in court or respond to a lawsuit. It's like a formal, you're needed here letter. We can move on. All right, we're going to end this in 2 minutes, you guys, because we have had an incredible chat. You all have been incredible, but
Love you.
yeah, I love you too. We all love you. Yeah, we're gonna end because it's gonna be bedtime. And ooh, empathetic veteran grew up in San Francisco Bay Area. Very cool. Gretchen, you're from New Jersey.
Yeah, nice.
And thank you, empathetic veteran, for your service. If you have served in the military, we very much appreciate that here. My husband is also
you.
a veteran, and yeah, y'all have been through a lot of stuff. And yeah, there's that. For those of you who are pacifists, I understand. Nobody likes wars. We don't like them. But as you know, bullies do not respond to kind words. We tried it on the playground. Doesn't work sometimes. Sometimes, you know, got to do what you got to do. So anyway, all right. So you have, okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Also, I love just being able to do things in the chat. It makes me very happy. Be nice. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, contempt, what does it mean? For those of you who are new, I will tell you, if you haven't seen Judge Stephen's live stream court here on YouTube, you should watch it. I love him so much. He actually came live with me one night. He is a hoot. And also, instead of, what is it? Instead of, what is the word? Like, whatever. Anyway, there's no contempt in his court. He calls it timeout. He just puts you right in the holding cell. There you go. You come out 5 minutes later and you listen. This is the feminist boss brigade, only not really. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Tava, I'm glad that you enjoyed the chat. That's so cool. And also, Gretchen, your son is in the Space Force. You know, my nephew is in the Space Force. He just graduated and became a officer. But before that, no lie, he was a space cadet. Yep, that's what they're called. I kid you not, a space cadet. Guys, really? Did you also know that we have Army? If you're in the Army, you're a soldier. If you're in the whatever Navy, you're a seaman. And if you are in the Space Force, you are a guardian of the galaxy. Yes, I cannot even make this up.
Oh,
So,
that's
anyway.
amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Good 80s reference there with the space cadet, though. Right.
But isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of,
I love it.
80s, we did this live stream with 50 of my friends to celebrate my thingy. And
Sure.
tried to get the Revenge of the Nerds guy to come on, Robert Carradine, but he did not. But I was because he was the star of the Revenge of the Nerds show, you know?
Yes. I vaguely remember that. I mean,
oh my gosh. Yeah, because we were total
that's
nerds.
stunning.
And
yeah.
Yes, Jeff, it's true. It's what they're called. I'm not making it up. This is a rated G channel. I'm just saying the words as they really are. Okay, contempt is when the judge lets you out on bond, Harris County, Texas, and you failed 1, 2, 3, 14 drug tests.
Well,
Close,
14.
Elliot. That's really funny. Well,
Ouch.
because sometimes the judge in Harris County is a little lenient. I believe that's what Elliot is saying. And yeah. So, rainy girl. We're just going to let that go. We know what you're saying. And it is what it is. I don't make up these words, guys. Don't make them up. I could tell stories about the Navy. My daughter was in the Navy. I will choose not to. Just saying, you're on a boat for 9 months locked up with people. It is what it is. So there you go. And on that note, it is 10:30. We have been here for almost an hour and a half, and I appreciate you for coming on with me. Thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing me on.
Yeah, what part of LA? So I grew up in La Habra Heights, which is technically Orange County, but kind of on the border. And yeah.
And I grew up just north of like the San Fernando Valley. This is just north of Northridge. So
oh my gosh.
And we were both
and for those of you, David never heard the song Valley Girl. Y'all, we studied that song and literally tried to talk like that back in the 80s. It was a little bit crazy, but what it is.
Moon Unit Zappa was like, a full-on hero.
She was the hero. She was the God. Yeah, Anyway, so for the record, Texas law requires most people not facing the death penalty to be given bond. Really?
Oh,
interesting. And Jeff, I don't doubt that you're totally nice, and I appreciate you keeping it, nice. So, Navy, never again volunteer yourself. All right.
Jen,
I love you guys.
Do you have 2 minutes? Look, there's somebody who said, how should men treat women to have good relationships? Need unafraid feminist answer. Gag me with a spoon afterwards.
Answer. You want to answer first?
What do you think? How should men treat women? They should treat women like humans.
Yeah. Yes, La Habra is close to Brea. Here's the thing with that. Yeah, treat them nice. Treat them nice. That's it. And she's not one of the guys. And if you say something hurtful, she's not going to forget it tomorrow like the guy is. If you punch your best friend in the face, tomorrow you guys are getting a beer. It's no big deal. She'll remember that 30 years from now, the date and time. So you just have to be nice. Just play nice. And just say nice things. And if she asks you if she looks fat in that dress, never say it.
Yeah.
But what you can say is, sweetheart, you look beautiful, but that blue one, that's my favorite. And then she'll change without you being mean. There we go.
That's beautiful. Look at you. That was much better advice than I had. I just said, treat her like a human. And you're like, Actually, let me tell you how to tell somebody she looks fat in a dress. Like that was pretty good. I didn't have that.
But you need that little, never say
Mhm.
yes. Yeah.
No.
But
No.
But also
don't
expect her to treat you with respect. You treat each other with mutual,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Women
agreed,
aren't that hard to
agreed.
figure out
No,
if you pay attention. That's the thing though. I feel like
it's
paying
difficult.
attention. Yeah, put your phone down.
So,
That's advice number 2. Put your phone down.
right.
Yeah, for a good amount of time. Look her in the eyes, have a conversation. Ooh, I would say, and hear what she has to say, don't tune her out. If you do that, you'll have a really good relationship. Yeah, that's my final advice for the night.
Yeah.
So
I like to look her in
gag
the
you this
eyes.
week. Oh my God. What?
I like to look her in the eyes. That's a good point because it is easy not to look people in the eyes, not to look.
Oh, well,
women in
there's
the eyes.
that's the whole other thing. But I just meant, yeah.
Mhm.
It's a lost art. I feel 2020 broke everyone. People are having horrible
it
relationships
did.
now. Everybody just
Oh,
got
it did.
broken.
Yeah.
Just try to go
Yeah.
back. Just erase that time from your memory and go back. So anyway.
Agreed.
All right. Well, now we are going to go because Dave's going to fall asleep. We're going to have no mod, and we need one. So I love you guys, and I love you. Mwah. Thank you. This has been amazing.
Thank
You don't have to
Jen.
actually leave, but we're gonna, or you can, and we'll just talk later. But however, whatever. All right, guys, and we're gonna try to end this. But because we're in this new studio, sometimes we're just going to be chatting and you're going to hear us. So just know that when we think we're gone, we're not all the way gone. And so God knows what you're going to hear out there in the chat. All right. We love you. We appreciate you. Be kind to each other. And I will see you Tuesday if I don't see you before.